Hello friends and learners, welcome to mathematics lesson. We are going to take a topic on bearings and distances. Moving ahead, we have a question says that an aeroplane flies due north from Ikeja airport for 500 kilometers. It then flies on a bearing of 60 degrees for a further distance of 300 kilometers before overflying a road junction. Calculate A, the distance of the aeroplane from Ikeja airport when it was directly above the road junction. B, the bearing of the aeroplane from Ikeja airport at this instant. Moving on, in order to solve any bearing problem, it's advisable to draw the diagram. So we are going to move on to draw the diagram of that problem. So we do it this way. Now negotiate angle 60 degrees from here. We are told that it moves due north. So from here we also move angle 60 degrees. So we negotiate angle 60 degrees or navigate angle 60 degrees from here. And then we join. Now we label the completed triangle. Let's say here is A, B, and C. And the angle here is 60 degrees. And here is 30. And here is 90. So the whole of this angle is going to give us 120 degrees. And taking this line to be A, the one facing A, vertex A is small letter A, and the one facing vertex B is small letter B, the one facing C is small letter C. And substituting the values here, we have putting the values here is 500 kilometers. Here is 300. So to proceed, we are going to use using Cosine Rule to find the distance. A, to find the distance, we use Cosine Rule because we have these two sides. We have C and A and the included angle 120. we have it. That's the reason why we have to use cosine rule. It will be easy for us to use cosine rule to solve it. So we are going to have that b square is equal to a square plus c square minus 2ac cos b. So substituting values, we have b square equal to 300 square plus 500 square minus 2 times 300 times 500 cos 120. So which will give us that b square is equal to 90,000 plus 500 square will give us 250,000 and minus 2 times 300 times 500 will give us 300,000 times cos 120 degrees. Cos 120 degrees is the same as cos 60 degrees. Cos is the same as minus cos 60 degrees, so we are going to use it to replace that, so that b square is equal to 90,000 plus 250,000 will give us 340,000 minus plus 300,000 times cos 60 degrees. This is cos 120 is same as minus cos 60 degrees, so that is why the sign changed from negative to positive. So in that case, we are going to have b square is equal to 340 40,000 plus 300,000 times 1/2. The value of cos 60 is half, so simplifying further, b square is equal to 340,000 plus 150,000. So that's moving ahead, so that b square will be equal to 490,000, and the b square, b then will be equal to root 490,000, which will give us 700 kilometers. So therefore the distance between the aeroplane and the airport is AC which is equal to 700 kilometers. Next, to find the bearing, we move back to the diagram. We are asked to find the bearing of the aeroplane. Aeroplane is at this point from the airport. Airport is at this point. So from the definition of aeroplane, from the definition of bearing, for example, I mean to say the bearing is going to be this, the angle between the north and the line connecting A and C. So this is the bearing we are looking for. So the bearing we are looking for is the theta, as we have in the diagram. So we have to find the value of theta, and that will help us to determine the bearing of the aeroplane from the airport. So forging ahead, that is B the bearing of aeroplane from the airport can be found using Sine Rule. So using Sine Rule we can do that. So Sine Rule we are going to use there is A over sine A is equal to B over sine B. So substituting values, we have A is 300 over sine A is equal to 700. B is 700, we just found it now, over sine 120 degrees. Now simplifying further, can say 300 over sine A is equal to 700 over sine 60 degrees. Sine 120, note that sine 120 and the sine 60 are the same, they are equal. So moving ahead, we have that 700 sine A is equal to 300 sine 60, so that sine A is equal to 300 times root 3 over 2 divided by 700. That will give us sine A to be equal to 150 root 3 divided by 700. That will then be, this cancels that, and the 5 cancels 15 to give us 3, and the 70 to give us 14, which will be equal to 3 root 3 over 14. Using calculator from here, we have 3 root 3 divided by 14 equal to 0.3712. Sine A is equal to 0.3712, and A is sine inverse of 0.3712. Again, using calculator again, second function sine, second function answer equal to, we have 21.8. A is equal to 21.8 degrees. Therefore, the bearing of aeroplane from airport which is equal to theta is equal to 021.8 degrees approximately. So that is the value of the bearing. Thank you for viewing, and God bless.